Hello, everyone. It's May 9th at 2 p.m., and welcome to the Peace Drums 3-course virtual fundraiser. Our first course is Arabic salad. For the past 4 years, we held our fundraiser at some physical location with live music, videos, food, drink, etc. This year, of course, we cannot hold an in-person one, but we will still have food, videos, musical performances, and some interviews. One with John Linden from the Alliance for Mideast Peace, my good friend Micha Shachor, head of Peace Drums Israel, and Stefan West, our music director in Israel. We also have a special video message from Delaware's senior senator, Tom Carper. Right now, I'd like to introduce one of our hosts for this afternoon, Rima Khoury. Good afternoon, Rima, at least here on the East Coast time of the US. How are you, and what time is it there in Israel?
Hello, everybody. I'm Rima from Israel. How are you? I hope all is well. I hope that you're enjoying your shakshuka and salad and hummus, although apart, but we can still individually enjoy the meal and feel the connection. We will feel the connection tonight through the food, the lovely food that brings us always together as families, and also as individuals around the world. And the main connection for us tonight is Peace Drums. The main connection for us tonight is the music. The main connection for us tonight is a connection of peace. And the means for that is Peace Drums. So welcome to our evening. Welcome to our special virtual fundraising evening. Welcome all. And I suggest let's get going.
Thanks so much, Rima. Hey, why don't we listen to a performance of the Peace Drums Band? And for that, let's go back to Israel and talk to our music director, Stefan West. Hey, Stefan, man, how's it going there?
Hey, Harvey. Everything is great on this side. I must say, thank God for life. We have everyone here with us. We have Mika, we have Rima, we have you, we have the kids, we have performances. Everything is great. Great weather and great spirit. So we are good here.
Great. Stefan, as you know, the heart of Peace Drums is the students. It's the reason we do all this great work. And although I'd love to hear from every student that we impact every week in Peace Drums, that's a little bit impossible in this format. But I understand you have 3 kids there, and I'd love to hear from them and, you know, about them, about where they go to school and how they feel about Peace Drums. So can you tell us a little bit about who's there?
So who do I have? We have Lee, one of our double seconds player. I must say she's all around. I could put her on any pan. She plays drums for us. So we have Lee. We have Natalie, another great player who has developed very fast. She plays tenor, Natalie. And we also have one of our twin, Afro. He was on the bass band and now he's actually on the tenor as well. So we have these 3 students who's going to speak to us about Peace Drums.
Hello, I am Ida Lal. I am 13 and a half years old from St. John's School, and I've been in the Peace Drums project for 3.5 to 4 years. And one of my most favorite things about the Peace Drums project is the fact that this project includes many cultures like Jews and Arabs, and the fact that we all play together and make mistakes together and learn, and that we travel, and that we are all also hoping that this project will be more popular because it's really just a really fun and cool project. And I love the fact that I just connect to the music we play. It's another kind of music. It's special. And I love our teacher, Stefan. I really connected to him and I love him very much. Thank you. Bye.
Hello, my name is Natalie Bayat and I'm 14 years old. I'm in the St. John's School and I play in the Peace Drums project. I in the Peace Drums project for 4.5 years. I love that project because I love that we are play as group, everyone together, and we are love each other. We are friends, and it's so fun to play with our friends. And I love that project because I love to learn new songs, and I love that we are fly to new countries, and I want the Peace Drums project to be popular and in the world and in Israel, because I think that project it's a perfect project. And I love that, and it's so fun to play. Thank you for listening. Bye.
Hi everyone, my name is Afa Khouri. I'm 14 years old and I go to St. John's School, and I've been in the Peace Drums project for 4 years. And what I really love about Peace Drums is that when I play, I feel comfortable, free, confident, and I really be happy. I just be myself, and what I really love about it is that when we meet other friends from another countries, religions, or schools. I love when we travel, like we did in Germany. I love when we play songs that we choose, like Hadallah Hibbek and Bint Shalabiyi, and I love playing solos with the group. And the most favorite thing that happened to me in Peace Drums is that when I changed from the bass to the tenor, I felt like it's a new challenge and it's a new journey for me in the Peace Drums. Thank you.
So we'll be listening to a music video of El Bent El Shalabiya.
everyone. That was great. Very, very nice. Now I wanted to tell you about my contribution to Peace Drums and in specific Writers Matter. Writers Matter is a unique program, a special program adapted to enable young people to write out their experiences, to encourage them to write, to encourage them to speak, to encourage them to read. And this is exactly what we did in Peace Drums through Writers Matter. By having them write their own experiences and speak about their own experiences, a bridging was made, a connection was made between the young people in the group who come from different cultural backgrounds and religious backgrounds. Peace Drums Israel includes kids, girls, young girls and boys. As wonderful as they are, it includes them within this program, but each has their own personal story. It was wonderful to have them write about their own experiences and their own backgrounds, and it was even more wonderful to have them read out and to have the rest of the group listen to these experiences. In a way, they connected with their neighbors, they connected with each other, they bridged over the differences, and in a way, a peaceful connection was made through expanding and improving English, through practicing English, and through communicating themselves in English. And now, let's move on to another performance. We are very fortunate to have a performance by the great jazz steel drummer Andy Narum. Besides being a world-class musician and educator, Andy has been a supporter of Peace Drums from its inception. Andy, the stage is yours.
Beautiful, Andy. Thank you so much. Andy comes to us all the way from St. Lucia in the Caribbean. Before we move on to the second course of our fundraiser, hummus, I want to make sure you all see the QR code on the screen which is there to help you with our fundraiser. Just point your camera phone at it, and then the donation site will appear. Or you can just go directly to our website, peacedrumsproject.org, which is you'll see also on the screen. Thank you so much for your support. Now, let's look to how to make hummus. I'd now like to return to Israel and talk with my good friend and partner in Peace Drums, Micha Shachor, who's without involvement, Peace Drums would not exist at all. So we'll have a couple questions for Micha. I wish my Arabic was as good as his English. Here we go. Micha, how long have you been involved with Peace Drums?
I am Micha Shakur. I have been involved with the Peace Drums since 2014.
Micha, can you tell us a little bit about the board of directors there, or what in Israel they call the community? Who have you pulled together to help you make this project happen?
And I built the community of the Peace Drums in Israel here as well, with several engineering and lawyers, doctors, that they are willing to work for the peace in the country.
Micha, can you tell us what schools are involved, like the makeup of the schools, where they are? I know that, for the audience, just sort of giving a sense of how many are involved would be great.
Mar Elias in Ebilin, St. John in Haifa, Lobek in Haifa, and Real School in Haifa, as well in Maroma Galil. Maroma Galil, this is an area school that attend to that school. Arabs and Jewish study together, and we strong their faith to accept the others through the music.
Micha, the past year has been particularly challenging for musical groups, not-for-profits, everybody trying to deal with COVID-19, and Peace Drums was no exception. After a long shutdown, I know we got drums into students' homes. Can you tell us a little bit about the process, like how it affected Peace Drums?
And with the corona, with the COVID, we have been working so hard to keep the project going on. We start teaching online the kids. We spray all the tools to their homes, and they study by our executive managers music executive manager Stefan. He teach the kids online one by one, and when we have the ability to bring the kids together, just 2 weeks ago, we have been celebrating all the kids from the old schools that we are going back as one team, and they are thirsty to be together. And this is the unique of this project, how these kids that they don't have any possibility to meet each other and to be friends and to know the others who he is.
Yeah, you can see in the enthusiasm in the videos of these kids performing together how much they miss one another, and how much they enjoy being bandmates again. Can you tell us a little bit about the future, some future Peace Drums plans?
In the next future, we have 2 schools waiting to attend to that programs in Beit Jala near Bethlehem, the Hope schools, and the other school in Hebron. They are Arab schools that they are willing to attend to the Peace Drums for one reason, to accept the others as the others, they want to accept him as this is our faith, teach us to do that and to accept the others.
Micha, thanks so much for your time. I know you're extremely busy there. It's great to see you. I can't wait to see you in person. Would you mind introducing the next music video for us? Thanks.
Yes, sure. The band going to play Hadal Albik.
That was really great, guys. Remember, they haven't played together in like 9 months. and I think they worked on that tune for like a week or something. Stefan is a genius in getting these guys together. I'd now like to turn to my good friend John Linden, who runs the Alliance for Mideast Peace, and we'll talk with John about that and about the work they do. And John, thanks so much for joining us. Where are you calling in from?
Hi Harvey, good to be with you. Yeah, I'm calling in today from a small town just outside of Paris.
Great. John, can you tell us what AllMap is, the Alliance for Mideast Peace, and how it pulls together the various peacemaking organizations?
Yeah, AllMap, or the Alliance for Middle East Peace, we are the largest and fastest growing network of peace-building NGOs working amongst Israelis and Palestinians. And our regional team lead programs and services that help to strengthen the field individually at the organizational level, but also collectively incentivizing partnerships and cooperation so that the field can be more than just the sum of its parts. So we have a capacity building program we're rolling out this year, and a program called the Alumni Leadership Forum, ALF, which is designed to try and encourage organizations to think strategically about how they leverage program alumni toward political change in the region.
Really cool, thanks. Peace Drums has been a member since 2016, and we look at it as an invaluable resource for grant opportunities and to see which way the political winds are blowing. I know there have been some amazing new developments for funding from both the US and the EU governments. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, so the other thing that we do in addition to the programs and services in the region is to advocate to governments right around the world for far greater investment in peace building work. So that advocacy 12, 13 years ago resulted in the creation of USAID's Conflict Management and Mitigation Fund. They just closed a $9 million call for proposals last month, and it was until recently the single biggest pot of resources for Israeli and Palestinian peace builders. But our big campaign over the last decade has been for the creation of an international fund for Israeli-Palestinian peace based off the International Fund for Ireland that helped to really build the foundations for peace that were necessary in the Troubles in Northern Ireland. And we're delighted that in December of last year, we had a bipartisan piece of legislation enacted into law called the NIDA MLOE Middle East Partnership for Peace Act, which promises $250 million over the next 5 years towards these sort of programs, as well as towards projects that can help to strengthen the Palestinian private sector. So we're working with the US government currently around implementation of this incredibly important fund, but we've also been advocating to governments around the world to join this effort as well, to pool their resources as part of a genuinely multilateral project. So the United Kingdom has endorsed the international fund concept. In the last couple of weeks, we've had a lot of momentum in the British Parliament towards the UK officially taking a board seat that the legislation in the United States allows. And we have continued outreach to the European Union, to individual European member states, and to countries in the Asia Pacific region, really right around the world, and to make this a collective international project that every country, every government that cares about Israeli-Palestinian peace can not just invest their resources into, but also pool their legitimacy, their innovations, their ideas, and again, create a critical mass of donor states that are focused very narrowly on what we're doing to prepare the emerging generation of Israelis and Palestinians with the skills, the insights necessary to be able to move toward genuine conflict resolution.
Wow, there's some serious money being spent on this conflict. What does it mean for organizations like Peace Drums and specifically fundraising? For instance, some potential funders may look at this and decide, hey, I don't need to donate. Look at all the money that's available right now.
Thanks, Harvey. What we'd like to encourage private funders to think of right now is the exact opposite conclusion. Now is the moment to invest. We've had 7 years of year upon year reduction in funding for this sort of work. So there has been a diminishment of capacity, sort of muscle that's been taken away from the bone that we need to radically scale up if the funds that are on the way over the coming 5 years are to be effectively used. And there's a real opportunity for private founders, or for private foundations and funders rather, to be able to scale the programs and the ideas that really matter to them, and to likely deliver them into a situation where they're more likely to receive funding from the International Fund or from MEPA. So it offers a real return on investment for private donors that is pretty atypical in this space. You know, by investing now and helping to build up an organization's capacity, there is a possibility that and potentially even a likelihood that the international fund will select those programs later and help to scale that initial private investment much, much further and sustain it over a minimum of 5 years, which is, in this space, it's quite unusual to have that foreseeable, highly scaled funding coming over the next 5 years. And private philanthropy can play a critical role in helping to ensure that every dollar that is being invested goes as far as possible and is part of a comprehensive strategy for peace building in the region.
Yeah, that really clears things up. So now is not the time to take the foot off the gas pedal of funding, so to speak. Any last words of encouragement for our Peace Drums audience today?
Thanks, Harvey. The words of encouragement I would give is keep it up. It's been a very difficult few years, I think, for all of us that care about Israeli-Palestinian peace building. But with the resources coming, I think we maybe are at the sort of foothills of change. If we can see this sort of investment going into programs, particularly focused upon young Israelis and Palestinians, where we can see, the events in Jerusalem a few weeks ago were a very frightening reminder of this, that there is an emergency. There is a generation of Israelis and Palestinians who really have not had contact with one another, do not have the relationships or the tools necessary to navigate the current political dynamic. But we know that these programs, like those that Peace Drums run, are incredibly effective, and not just reversing those negative trends and attitudes, but building genuine foundations that peace can be built from. So I'd encourage people to not just keep it up and keep doing what you're doing, but to think innovatively about how you can meet this moment. And the sense that we have at AllMap is that there is political and social change on the way, and civil society organizations in the region, they really have a pivotal role to play in determining what sort of change that is. And I feel we may be at an inflection point now and very soon. And I would encourage all of your supporters, everybody that supports Peace Drums, and organizations generally in this space, to be thinking creatively, innovatively, and disruptively about what can be done to really turn a page for Israelis and Palestinians, which is long overdue.
Thanks, John. Have a good afternoon or evening for you. And thanks so much again for helping us out. Bye-bye.
Thanks again, Harvey. Take care. All the best. Bye-bye.
Channel 12 in Israel recently did a story on the Peace Drums band and featured it on Israeli news on TV. Why don't we take a look at that clip?
פרויקט תופי השלום משלב באמצעות מוזיקה ילדים יהודים, מוסלמים ונוצרים מבתי ספר שונים בחיפה, שיחד יוצרים מוזיקה ורוקמים קשרי חברות אמיצים. הפרויקט המקסים הזה הוא בשיתוף השגרירות האמריקנית כאן בישראל. כרמל ליבמן, כתב N12, נפגש עם התלמידים שסוף סוף חזרו להיפגש אחרי שנת הקורונה.
פרויקט תופי השלום, פרויקט שמחבר בין יהודים לערבים, שלא היינו מכירים אחד את השני בלי זה. זה בעצם בין שני בתי ספר, בין בית ספר לובק ובית ספר יוחנן הקדוש, ועכשיו אנחנו גם מרחיבים את הפרויקט לעוד בתי ספר בארץ.
היינו בתקופה קשה בגלל הקורונה, כמה זכרים וכל מיני עיכובים בגלל הקורונה.
בעצם היינו צריכים להביא את התוף לבית שלנו, וניגענו כל אחד לעצמו בבית. כל אחד ניגן בעצם את אותה המלודיה, במקום כל מיני מלודיות שונות, כל אחד ניגן את אותו דבר, ואז זה לא יצא הרמוני וביחד, כמו שזה בדרך כלל.
הפרויקט הזה מצליח באמצעות מוזיקה לשלב ילדים מקבוצות שונות, במקרה שלנו ילדים מוסלמים, נוצרים, יהודים מבתי ספר שונים, שיעשו ביחד מוזיקה ויצליחו לרקום קשרי חברות ואחווה ביניהם.
היה נורא קשה שלא נפגשנו גם עם הקבוצה השנייה, גם עם הקבוצה שלנו של אובק, אבל גם לא נפגשנו עם הקבוצה של סן ג'ון, וזה היה נורא עצוב.
אני לא מרגישה כאילו אנחנו שתי קבוצות, או כאילו אני מרגישה שאנחנו קבוצה אחת.
לעשות באמצעות הכלים הללו מוזיקה, ולנגן שלום עליכם מצד אחד, ואום כולתום מצד שני, וביטלס כשיר סיום לקונצרט, זו חוויה גדולה מאוד. היום אגב, בזמן שמצלמים את הכתבה הזאת, זה הפעם הראשונה שחלק מהילדים זוכים לראות אחד את השני בלייב, ולכן האירוע הזה מרגש עד מאוד מאוד.
יפה מאוד.
This is a fundraiser, and I just want to encourage everyone again to go to our website, peacedrumsproject.org, or hold up your phone to the QR code at the bottom and donate what you can to help this great cause. Also, spread the word about this fundraiser. We're going to be making the link available again later in the week for maybe 3 straight days. So whatever you can do to help us will be great. And thank you very much.
So our next video is a special performance by 2 members of the Jimmy Buffett Band, steel pan artist Robert Greenwich, a Folotini, and keyboardist Michael Utley. They will be performing Caribbean Sunset. Now check out how they rock their Peace Drums t-shirt in this video.
Hi, my name is Robert Greenwich and Club Trini. We are here playing to support Peace Drums.
Robbie, Mike, that was really beautiful. I really appreciate you guys making the time and recording for us. It means a ton. And your t-shirts do look great. Let's move on to the third and final part of our fundraiser, shakshuka. It is my distinct pleasure to introduce our next guest, Tom Carper, the senior senator from the state of Delaware. Senator Carper was there from the very beginning of Peace Drums and was a tremendous inspiration for its formation. And I've been really lucky to have him in our corner. And he has a video message about Peace Drums and peacemaking, and I think you'll enjoy it. Senator Carper?
Many years ago when I was governor, I led a delegation of, maybe 50 Delawareans, business people, people of faith, all kinds of folks to Israel. And we had an incredible visit, met with the leadership of Israel, the Palestinians as well. And one of the things that came out of that initiative, we had musicians there from, I think, the University of Delaware as part of our entourage. But out of that visit came an initiative called Peace Drums. Peace Drums is a grassroots peacemaking program that brings together Jewish, Christian, and Muslim youth in Israel and Palestine to make music together and to build friendships with young people of other faiths. Begun in Delaware in 2014, later on, it spread across the Atlantic. How about that? My wife, Martha, was the honorary co-chair when Peace Drums began, and Martha and I attended and contributed, I think, to its very first fundraiser, which purchased the very first set of steel drums to be used by the band. And this event was held, I think it was at the Delaware Art Museum. In the spring of, a couple years later, in the spring of 2016, we flew the first Peace Drums steel band of middle school students to the U.S., from overseas for a music tour. They played in front of, I think, 700 people at Cab Calloway School, and that's when Martha and I spoke. They also played at spots in Philadelphia and in New York City. Later, they would inspire audiences in Israel and in Europe. The high point, I think, was playing in the Wiener, I'm going to mess this up, Musikverein, the Grand Concert Hall in Vienna, with the President of Austria in the audience. Can you believe that? As the children grew up and older, new bands were formed with middle school children. And another U.S. tour was to occur in 2020, but the pandemic, unfortunately, grounded them. But the spirit which gave birth and rise to Peace Drums is alive and well. And the need is as great as ever. And I just want to say to the folks who got it started, and to the people, including some who are listening to the sound of my voice, for keeping that spirit alive into a new decade. Thank you for doing that. We're grateful to you, and I know the folks that will be a part of this are grateful too. Thanks so much. God bless.
So now let's hear another musical performance. This one features world-renowned violinist Hanna Khoury, no relation, and Peace Drums alum Safi Daim performing together in another performance of El Bint Shalabiya, the beautiful young girl translated from Arabic, You heard this tune earlier by the Peace Drums Band.
Wow, thanks Hannah and Safi. That was really terrific. Before we close this afternoon, I would like to thank our special guest, John Linden from Almap, and U.S. Senator from Delaware, Tom Carper. Musical performances by Hannah Khoury, Safi Daim, Robert Greenidge, and Michael Utley. I'd like to thank Micha Shachor, Stefan West, and Rima Khoury for helping me host this afternoon, and of course our fantastic Peace Drum students who are the direct beneficiaries of all the funds raised today. Micha, Rima, Stefan, take care guys. I will see you soon, inshallah.